This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hey guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel and welcome to my very first early access video. Thank you again to MsGryphi and the EA Game Changers program for allowing me to have early access to Get Famous. So I'm really excited to share with you guys my very first build I did with this pack. This is a modern home that kind of feels like it has mid-century feelings to it. Like I feel like it's modern, but like it's also sort of mid-century modern. It's like this weird mixture of the two, and I love how it came out. It took me like 3.5 hours, so that part was a little unfortunate. And I just feel like, honestly, with terrain manipulation in the game now, I feel like I'm playing a different game, and I feel like it takes me longer to build, but it's also exciting, and I'm like, whoa, there's so many new possibilities, and I am so excited to continue to work with terrain. I didn't use too much terrain in this build. I really just wanted to use more of the new items and build in the new world of Delso Valley. So there actually are not like that much variation in the terrain for this build. And I messed around with a lot of different windows. I was trying to use as many of the new windows as possible. Obviously the like more I don't know, ritzy ones didn't make sense for this build, but the modern ones did, and then I used a combination of other windows as well. And I was really excited for some of the windows that came with this pack, and I will end up having 2 of them on the front in a little while. They're not squares, but they're like more square than most of the windows. They're rectangular, and they have like an outer frame that's pretty thick, and I really like them. They are very unique, and they definitely pop out a little bit, and I like that about them, and I was very excited to get my hands on those when I saw people showing off the stuff in the pack a couple weeks ago. I was like, I need those windows, and so I'm so excited to finally have them. But you can see me adding one of those now. I like it. It's so nice. And I just have that random diagonal section because why not? And that's the thing I love about modern builds, is I feel like you can kind of experiment and do whatever you want, and just kind of make it work. Like I just kept expanding upon this build and changing what I wanted to do over and over again, and it evolved over time as I was doing that. Anyway, if you guys do like this build, it is not on the gallery just yet. I will have it on the gallery once the game does go live on Friday the 16th, so make sure you check out for that. Also, if you didn't see my video yesterday, I am hosting a Get Famous giveaway. I have 1 code to give away, I believe on Friday. So you can go look for that video on the channel and enter the giveaway if you're interested in winning a copy of the game for yourself. That was courtesy of the Game Changer Network as well, which was very sweet. And I feel so blessed to have the opportunity to have this game early and also have a code to give away to you guys. Thank you for all your support lately as well, because like it means the world to me. Anyway, we're figuring out this roof. I have 2 glass sections, which I thought looked pretty cool. And for the most part, the roof is flat. I have a couple of these sections just to give it a little bit more dimension. And I used a lot of plants like in the build, like on the exterior of the build, like have like built-in planters on both levels, which I thought looked kind of nice and kind of gave some color to the build. And you probably saw this building went through so many color changes, and I cut most of them out. Where I think I cut like all of the changing part out for the most part, but it was blue, it was red, it was it was a lot of colors, but I ended with black, brown, and white, because I feel like for some reason in modern builds I love how black and brown look together, or black and beige, which is not normally a color combination I would use in any other type of build or any kind of room, but for some reason in modern builds that's like my go-to. I don't know why, but that happened again today. And also, this house I was kind of imagining was a house for a variety of celebrities, influencers, stylists, like a bunch of different careers, people that like wanted to share a house that have a variety of careers in Delso Valley. So this house ends up having 5 bedrooms, but it also has a kind of a studio that's like, not really a studio, but like a filming room. Like it's got like the streaming desk and then like a background behind them. They got a couch and some cute stuff on the wall. And I was imagining, and it's very pink. I was imagining that was a beauty vloggers type of setup or like a beauty channel setup. And then one of the bedrooms is also pink. And so I was thinking that belonged to that particular sim. In addition to that room, we have like a large grand piano at the top of the staircase going upstairs. And there is also the garage has been converted into kind of a music studio. So like we have that like music mixer station as well as like a DJ booth and a keyboard. So I feel like there's a variety of Sims that could live here, and I thought it would be kind of cool to make a house that was like for people to kind of live together. So like they're pretty successful, but like not successful enough to afford a house like this on their own. But with a group of friends, it's definitely doable. I guess you could also do this if you were like playing as like pop stars or something that were in like a big singing group or something like that where they were famous together. This kind of house could fit for those type of stories as well. And I thought that would be the most fun to try to include as much stuff as possible. I know I didn't include all of the items for the new stylist career. I didn't grab like anything. I just added the new mirror. I honestly forgot we had the new stuff, and I'm really excited to explore that. Hopefully I will be doing that in my Get Famous Let's Play, which will hopefully be out later today. At the time of recording this, I haven't recorded that yet, but I have plans of what it's going to be like, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm really excited to share that with you guys. So yeah, make sure to keep an eye out for that. But anyway, we just did this beautiful planter around the swimming pool. We're putting some privacy trees. Not that there's anyone next to us. We're on a cliff in the pinnacles. So, you know, I'm not too worried about neighbors being like, hey, what you doing? But I just thought it looked nice. And so that's why I did it. Like, that's why I do a lot of things in The Sims. I'm like, oh, it's pretty. We also added another pond over here. I really like adding these in modern builds for some reason. I think it's because in other builds I want more natural water, but since we don't have that, we only have this, I feel like these just work the best in more modern builds because they're very structured and geometric. So that's what we're doing here, and just adding some water coming out of here as well, which I thought looked quite nice. I feel like this would be a really fun place to entertain. Obviously, it's a working space and a living space for a variety of people living in Del Sol Valley, but I think it's also set up for some nice parties. There's a bar upstairs. There's a lot of patio space. There's a beautiful pool. Like, it's a pretty spacious place that I think would be a really fun place to host some parties in the middle of the night. I mean, that view outside is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I kept having to stop while building and just stare at the background scenery because this lot is absolutely gorgeous. You like this lot in the pinnacles in particular, you get such a gorgeous view over the cliff, like into like all of Del Sol Valley. All the lights, especially at night. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I really think this world is gorgeous and super detailed. I wish it was bigger. I wish we had more lots. That's my biggest complaint. I think I haven't done a whole lot of gameplay yet though, so I'll save my opinions on that until after I've done some more gameplay. But I wish we did have more lots. Unfortunately, we don't, but that's okay. Because what we have is really pretty, and there's so many items in this pack that I'm like really blown away. And I know I've barely touched the surface of what there is to offer. Like, I haven't looked at the set pieces at all, and I feel like those can offer for some really cool building opportunities. So I'm really excited to do that. And I have a couple of builds written down as some ideas I want to try. But I think they're going to have to wait until probably next week, because all the builds that I have this week are this one, and then I think I have one that's related to my Let's Play that I have to get done. So I have some more interesting ones probably coming next week. But if you guys have any build suggestions that you'd like to see me do with Get Famous or Terrain Manipulation or both, please leave those down below. Always welcoming suggestions, because I don't know, you guys come up with some really cool ideas, and occasionally I'm like, oh, I never would have thought of that. That sounds really fun. And so I would love to hear your suggestions. But this is the living room, and this is where you can really see how the mid-century modern touches in this house, because a lot of the furniture we got was very mid-century, which I love. It's one of my favorite not architectural styles, but yeah, that too. I like the buildings as well, but I really like the furnishings. Like, I love mid-century modern furniture. It's so cool. Like, I feel like that's just like what I want in my house. So of course I had to use that, even though this was supposed to be more of a like regular modern build. I had to have some mid-century, and I think it mixes together well. I really, really like it. So we switched the colors in here a couple of times. One of the few things I left in, I aggressively edited this video. This build took me like 3.5 hours, I think, and then sped up the footage was like 36 minutes, and now it's 16 minutes and 55 seconds. So I'm pretty proud of that. I can't even count how many cuts are in this footage, but I actually left all the bathrooms in, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I did, because I was able to cut out a lot of just me scrolling or aimlessly doing something that wasn't important for you guys to see. But this is the biggest bathroom. This bathroom has a corner tub and a shower. And then upstairs, there's 2 more bathrooms because there's only 3 in this house. And one of them is just a toilet and a sink. And the other one is toilet, sink, and shower. So there are only 2 showers in this house, but there are 3 toilets. So hopefully not more than 3 people need to pee at the same time, or we might have an issue. But it's a pretty big house. You could definitely add more bathrooms if you think you really need them. But I've never had that problem in the game. I've never been like, oh, my sim has to pee and all of the toilets are taken. It's never happened. But has that ever happened to you guys? I just thought of that achievement you can get. I think it's like have Sim's bladder fail when there are 5 or more toilets on the lot. And I'm like, I think I've gotten that before, but that's like in a public area and I wasn't paying attention to my Sim's bladder. Although normally they don't do that unless I use cheats to skip forward time. And then all of a sudden, like, they're starving and they peed in their pants and it's just a mess. Anyway, this is the streaming room I was talking about. That's kind of like a beauty room. You can see I'm adding some makeup and stuff and perfumes. Have this nice couch behind the setup so you can see that in the background, or maybe occasionally sit there to film. Also added some flowers up on this table. That might prevent that station from not like being usable. If you go to use that, if you download this house and it doesn't work, you'll probably just want to delete those flowers and it should be fine, because those don't normally place there. I had to raise them up. I don't know if it'll interfere or not, but it might, because, you know, I didn't for some reason test that. It didn't even occur to me. I was like, oh, I've never used this object before. But anyway, this is the downstairs bedroom. There are 4 upstairs and 1 downstairs. Originally, I was thinking this would be a like spare bedroom, but then it kind of made me think that this bedroom might be the person that's into music, that the studio area right here is right next door. And then upstairs, some of them are a little bit more like ambiguous. And the pink bedroom, I explained who I think that is. And then the biggest bedroom upstairs, which is the first one upstairs we do, I believe, which is brown and black and matches like the whole color scheme of the rest of the house. I imagine that person is the person that bought this house, or is the primary like person leasing it or something like that. And they had say on what the rest of the house looks like. I'm thinking maybe like, I don't know, I'm kind of imagining them as like a trust fund baby, and they got this house and they just want more money, and so they're renting it out to all these other people. I don't know. That's just kind of the thought process I had. But we're upstairs now in the little landing at the top. There's not much in here. I kept it really open, but I thought it looked okay. It didn't feel too empty to me doing it that way. I felt like it just looked nice. We also added some yoga mats and a chess table out here on the patios. There's a lot of deck space on this house. And then some mirrors in the hallway, as well as a little end table over here. I also ended up adding a couch in one corner, and then I realized I had no door to the patio, and I was like, I gotta change that. But this is the bedroom I was just talking about, like the largest bedroom that kind of matches the rest of the house. And there's some beautiful wardrobes over there that have all kinds of crazy show clothes in them. I really, really like those. I wish they came in like a version that didn't have like the detailing at the top and just came in like plain black and plain white. That would be phenomenal, but that's okay. I also really, really like this bed. It's very mid-century and I absolutely adore it. I love that style so much, and I always welcome new beds in the game. I feel like we have a decent amount, but like I always want more. But that's the only room I used that bed in. I tried to use different ones in all of the rooms to make them unique to each other, so that the Sims living here don't just have the exact same stuff. Because I imagine like each like room the person that lives in it was able to decorate, or maybe like parts of it they were. Maybe some things came with the house when they moved in. Or I imagine like this sim that lives in this pink room insisted that she had to bring her princess bed with her. She didn't want a bed that came with the room. And I actually had a lot of fun doing this room. It's very much not my style, but it is very princess pink. And you'll see in a minute, I'll probably pause. Well, you'll see me pausing and just staring out the window because the view from this room is the best view in the entire house. It is so pretty. Look at it. Oh, goodness. That was so gorgeous. I kept I left it there for a really long time and was just staring at it and took a lot of pictures because it's a really, really pretty view. And the person that has this room is lucky to have that room because, I mean, I can't imagine having a view like that. Like, oh, like, I don't know. When I see that view, though, I think of like hotel rooms in cities, and I kind of like that. But anyway, this is, I think, the final bedroom. Is it? Did I forget one? I think this is the last bedroom we do. It's just got like this brownie, beige, purpley color. I don't know what color this is, but I really liked it, and it's a swatch of this bed I don't use very often, so I thought I would go ahead and use that. And just adding a couple of wardrobes and knickknacks here and there. But we are coming to the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you ding that little bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks again to MsGryphi and the EA Game Changers program for allowing me access to this pack early. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.